Sorry, I thought I had to sneeze. But then I didn't. Move tutor, that's huge. This is the move rememberer, right? Move tutor? All of them? All of them? Oh, it is all of them. Oh, beef, baby, beef. We could give you punches. That's huge. Popo, you're a little more limited. We don't need any of these. Okay. So after this, I went up to the buffet. Yeah, beef cuts is the thing. I went up to the buffet for lunch. Zebra Day was off to a weird start. The art auction vibes were weird. I didn't want to spend too much money on the casino immediately. So I go up for lunch and I'm like, dang, Zebra Day is kind of weird. What else is going on? I got some Indian food at the buffet, and let me tell you guys, yeah, we can bring our guys. It'll take time though. I got some Indian food at the buffet. Let me tell you the beauty of, wow, this is good stuff. Let me tell you the beauty of a buffet. You may be thinking of the obvious advantage of a buffet, which is just that you can eat a lot. You can put whatever you want on your plate. Let me tell you a cool advantage of a buffet, though, which is the ability to just, like, try new foods at low risk. And I took advantage of that. Because you can just get a bunch of stuff you want, and then on the side, get a little bit of a thing that you just want to try. And I don't usually eat a lot of Indian food. Yeah, there's no commit. Exactly. But I got some curry, which I knew I liked. But I got some pork vindaloo, which I had never had, and that was delicious. I'm sounding like the butter chicken guy. I got some pork vindaloo that was delicious. There was some other, like, oh, I didn't write it down. There was some kind of, oh, what was it? It was a something tikka. It wasn't a chicken. It was a vegetarian dish, but that was also good. But that was good. So I had a good lunch. And then I go back to the casino, guys, and this is the one that you guys are gonna love. This is for the folks at home. If you know, you know. They had a slug-ton machine called Dancing Queen. They had one of those coin machines, and you know I had to hit that up. You know I had to hit that machine up. And the way it worked was, instead of little trading cards, they had wads of cash that you could win for coins. It was $1 for 4 tokens. And they had wads of cash held together by a paperclip. And the wads of cash, there was a 20, there was a 5, and there was a 1. And you couldn't see what else was in the wad of cash, but like that was, you know, what you saw on the outside. I bumped into my mom and my aunt there, and we hopped on this machine, and we were trying to get the 20 and the 10 because we were so close. As you always are with this game. Hello! Hello! And a little bodega skitty here. It will look so different on all sorts of things. Yeah, you're always so close, but oh, metronome! Beef. Who else do we have, though? Do we have any more suitable metronome users? Is this a one-time? These are one time, right? Maybe not in the hack. Metronome slacking. That's some like that's gambling. Yeah, that's playing on the coin machine. We'll hold on to this. Yeah, they got a curtain here. This nugget I found here. I suppose I'll have to sell it, seeing as how it has no other use but to fund the rise of Kurt House. We need Pokeballs. Lucky Hog also said, Lucky Hog! Whenever you would do well. It was raw. We hopped on this coin machine. We were close to the 20 and the 10. I don't think this was the first instance of playing it. We did play this twice. But I'll just skip to the next time we played it as well. I think we played it the next day. And the next day when we played it, there was a guy to the left of us who was like, man, this machine sucks. And like, there was camaraderie at the coin machine where this guy was like, this machine sucks. It's such a scam. And we were like, yeah, it is. And there was a lady to the right of us who had been there for like 2 hours. And the guy is like, hey, what if we hit a wave? Wink. And he leans down and starts shaking the machine. And nobody did anything. And a bunch of coins fell. And so we have a bunch of extra coins and we're there longer. No money fell when he did this, but some coins did. And we were ever closer. And he kept doing that every couple seconds. At one point, he fake sneezed. He went, achoo, and then shook it. And he was like, dang, this boat's rocking. Probably highly illegal, I don't know. But so this game should be illegal, so it's fine. Scott is here? Fuck you. Anyway, we are about to hit this 20. I'm pretty positive that these machines have magnets in them. But I have no way to prove that theory. And so I'm kind of good at this. I'm not even joking here. Like, I'm kind of good at these machines. There's skill involved, and I have the skill to be good at these. And so my mom trusts me with the coins. Any of the coins she gets, she's like, you take these. You got this. And I'm hitting trick shots. I'm hitting that 20 ever closer. And we finally get the 20. And we get the 20, and we take it. We take the paper clip off the wad of cash to count how much is in this wad, and we unravel the wad of cash, and it's $20 and two $1 bills. It's $22. That is the jackpot on this machine. $22 is the grand prize on this coin machine that you could easily spend much more than $22 on if you had no impulse control. This machine should be illegal, but it isn't. And we keep playing for the 5 because we have tokens and we get the 5. So we use up the rest of our tokens. And in the 5 wad was $7. The wad of cash is 2 1s tied behind whatever the front dollar bill is. It's crazy. This machine is a scam. Don't ever play those, even though it's really fun. It is fun. They're fun machines. And the lady to the right of us that had been there for like 3 hours did not win anything, and she just walked away at the end. And we were like, Godspeed. We feel your pain. Anyway, dinner that night was pretty good. I got a clam chowder, a brisket, and a chocolate mousse. And I had a Mai Tai. It was pretty good. And so this day, this day had been a little weird. It wasn't quite what I thought it would be. This was the sour start to the cruise, I think. This is where I was like, dang, I don't know if this is going to be any good. The food's all right, but we're having rough luck at the casino. The art auction was stupid. I don't know what there is here for me. However, after dinner, there is a show playing in the theater. And I'm like, yeah, let's go see some entertainment. Like, you gotta. Like, there are shows every night. You gotta go watch the shows. And this night, there is apparently like a Broadway show playing on the ship by a dance group, a musical kind of dance group known as Burn the Floor, which is made up of a bunch of alumni from like Dancing with the Stars and just other like professional dancers. And this show was fantastic. I loved it. I had a blast watching it. It was like an hour, maybe an hour and a half of like, kind of like ballroom dance with a twist. It was just highly energetic. It was like a lot of fun to watch. I think I'm going to be a stupid guy for a sec. I think I fell in love with like half of the dancers. Be a stupid man for a moment and say that. I think I was in love maybe for part of it. It was a wonderful show to watch though, genuinely. I was really entertained. It made me realize that like I want to see more like live entertainment. I really want to do that more often. I want to go to like musicals and just theater and like watch stuff. It's just fun to be there and be live. But I have high praise for it. If you ever hear about them playing or doing a show near you, you should go see it. And that like brought my spirits up. Like it made me like, oh wait, okay. Maybe the trip will be fun if I do more stuff like this, more like the shows, stuff like that. So that night I go back to my room. I had a Manhattan, by the way. I had a Manhattan at the show. There was a live bar at the show. You could get whatever you wanted. I had another Manhattan. This was more whiskey. Flirted with the cast? Oh, hell no. Where are we over here? I went back to my room, and that is when I started a little game called Paranormasight. That's when I decided, because Tomodachi Life was supposed to come out that night. And I copingly tried to connect my Switch to internet just so I could validate that I could play the game, and I could not. So I had to settle for another game, and I was like, I'll start this. That could be fun. And it was a great idea. Loving that game. I talked about it on Sunday already, but cool game. It was really fun to play in my little, like, tiny cabin where it felt like no one could hear me scream. It was fun playing it in the pitch black darkness. It's a spooky game. It's very fun. I will say another. I'm not going to tell you too much about the game, but one little thing that hooked me immediately. One little thing that hooked me and charmed me immediately is that the girl is just like Akane Light, kind of. She was very Akane core. I was like, yes. Very into like the paranormal, very silly and goofy. Is this our encounter? Did we get anything else? I wasn't paying attention. This is our first guy, right? This is good. Have we been on Route 114 yet? No. This is a good one. Miltank it is. Will this kill? Not even close. I already shared this in on Discord, and on stream. But here is what I wrote in my notes, like initially, right after playing it. I said, think like 999 meets JoJo meets Death Note meets like ... the Culling Games. That's what it... That's kind of what it is. It's a cool game. You should play it. I like it. I might play more probably tomorrow. But that was day 2. Day 2 was cool. Day 3, guys. Day 3 of 5. Day 3 of 5. We arrive on land. We arrive in Bermuda. I got a quick breakfast. Breakfast was fine. I got a little ham and cheese omelet. Nothing special, nothing bad either. We arrive. Regrettably, we kind of screwed this part up. We did not book any excursions, and it was too late to book them. So we were kind of on our own to do our own exploring, which isn't all bad if we, you know, had a plan. We didn't have that either. So we just kind of walked around. We took a ferry out to Hamilton, which is the capital city. And it's a small little city. It's not very big. You could walk it in like 20, 30 minutes. From what I could tell by the map, at least. And we didn't do much over there. None of us really wanted to like do anything specific. And we were like, well, if we don't decide what we want to do fast, the next ferry doesn't come for another 2 hours unless we like get the next one. So we didn't spend much time in Hamilton. We got the immediate ferry back. Which was fine because the boat ride was what I enjoyed the most. I really like a nice ferry ride. We were right on the water. The water is crystal clear. Omuna. I could do that. If you've never been to, like, the Caribbean or you know, anywhere where the water is nice, crystal clear water like that is just, like, different, man. It's a sight to see. So the ferry ride was cool. We forgot sunscreen. I am, in fact, sunburnt. Whoops. We took it back to the port. Oh, yo. Homie. I love Stantler. Yeah, I did come home kind of like them with my... Instead of macadamia nuts, I came home with a lot of fudge. Forgot to put it on or forgot to pack it? Forgot to put it on. I had it too. I just like forgot. The thing is, we weren't gonna get off the boat right away because we figured it would be chaos. So my plan was to go back to my room. But then after breakfast, we were like, well, what if we just went out? And I was like, all right, I could do that. And then realized we hadn't prepped to go out. I didn't have my hat. I didn't have any sunscreen. All I had were my sunglasses, which, whatever, that didn't protect much. But, what did we do on the island? We looked at a little mall there. We got some delicious Haagen-Dazs ice cream. I got some pistachio, because I love pistachio, if you don't know that about me. We looked at, you know, everything around the port area. Bought some souvenirs. I got some stuff for people at work. And then we found this nice little fudge shop. Which if you've been, like, I imagine you may have just come across this. I don't know, it's like a small port area. But there was this little fudge shop owned by this nice little granny. Who, the branding was her face. And we had a nice chat with her. She immediately recognized my parents' accent. And they had a nice chat about Ireland and the UK and all that. And it was a pleasant chat. She was well-spoken. At the end, she made a weird kind of... she made a weird offhanded anti-vax comment, but I was willing to let it slide because I'd never see her again. And she sold us some nice chocolate. I was like, awesome. If you don't know, the main thing that Bermuda kind of sells is their rum cake. We got some rum fudge, which was pretty good. It was cool. And then we finished, you know, touring the whole, walking the island. And we went back to the boat. And I was personally tapped out. I was like, yeah, I saw enough. I don't feel like breaking my back to go figure out how to do a tour tomorrow. And risking the stress of, like, missing our boat. So I guess we're done. So our time in the actual Bermuda itself was a little... Not the... I enjoyed it, but we could have done more. But we might go again someday, so it's no big deal. Revive. What happened after this, guys? Well, the fudge lady made a comment about how most people are probably still on the boats. Because for people who have come here before... Oh yeah, you're right. Omuna, you're with us also. What's your deal? Do you have a Muma milk? Ooh! Does anyone want Omuna? Lax nature. Do we have a Lax yet? Have we revealed Lax? So, the fudge lady made a comment about people... Oh, God. Why Mel Blanc? That was the Looney Tunes thing I was looking for. Boop. Made a comment about people being on the ship still. Because for people who had been there before... There wasn't much to see. You know, sometimes people just go on a cruise to go on the cruise. You don't really care about the destination. A lot of people were on the ship still because it was 50% off at the spa on board the ship. And that got the gears turning in my head. And I was like, So what do I do when I get back? But go, man, I'm going up there and I'm going to see if I'm going to get a massage. And I go up there, and the massage was expensive. It was not 50% off, but I got it anyway, because I wanted to. And it was a great experience. If you've never had a massage, you should go do it. It's good for you. I found out, I got confirmation on a couple things. My neck has always been really tight, and she was like, yes, it is. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Good to know I'm not like crazy. But it was a good experience. I was very relaxed. I enjoyed it. After my massage, I go back to my room, right? Why are we like out of frame here? Oh, I zoomed out. There we go. I zoomed out to take the screenshot. Nobody wanted this? Whoops. Whoops. Nobody wanted this? We'll call it on that then. Where was I? Massage. I go back to my room, right? On my bed. Because they drop off little pamphlets every day. On my bed is a little pamphlet that says, huge deal at the spa. For only $180, you can get full body massage, like, I don't know, scalp treatment or something, like ankle massage, like everything, in other words. And I'm like, fuck, there was a deal. I'll say that I spent more than the 180 on just a massage. When I could have spent the 180 on more than a massage. But whatever. I wasn't mad. I still enjoyed it. It was still worth it. And I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet being in my vacation mode, because that night I booked my first fancy meal for me. It was fancy dinner time. No more complimentary meals for the rest of the trip, baby. No, they didn't. I think he tried to tell me to get the a certain different like package, and maybe he was trying to steer me towards that, but I don't think I was picking up what he was putting down. And I don't think he was going to complain that I was spending more. It was first fancy dinner of the trip. And that night, so the package I got gets you 2 complimentary like fancy meals. Which what I mean by that is that there are some restaurants that are not complimentary. They have like an upfront charge. Between like 40 and 60 bucks. Yeah, exactly. And so tonight I'm using one of my complimentary meal tickets to go to La Cucina, the Italian restaurant. And what did I get there? Well, I got the caprese salad. I got ossobuco. And I got a lemon curd cheesecake. And I would say two out of those 3 things were delicious. La Cucina means vagina in the language of love. The salad was not great. I have never had a caprese salad where, and maybe this is intentional, or maybe it's not. The tomatoes were very underripe. Maybe that's by intent. I've never had it like that. They weren't disgusting, but they were a little firm for a tomato. And I was like, this doesn't seem correct. They almost had like an apple consistency. And I was like, that seems wrong. And it was a little flavorless. I do sometimes like that kind of salad, if done correctly. I don't think this was done right. Now, the ossobuco? Incredible. I've never had that dish, and I usually don't like lamb. But I thought this was... I was licking my plate. I paired it with a nice red wine of my own volition. I ordered the red wine. I ordered the Cabernet. And the guy goes, "Are you ready?" I ate this up. The guy said to me, "Good choice, sir." And I was like, yes. He said like, "Good pairing, sir." I was like, yes. I was very happy about that. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I did my research, you know. I was like, what should I pair with this? Like what's the correct profile here? It was great. It was delicious. I had like 2 glasses of wine. I had that dessert. I was very... Yeah, and he did get $20. And he did get $20. It was all good. It was a delightful meal other than the appetizer. And I was like, wow, the food on this ship is good. I didn't even know, guys. This was the worst of my 3 fancy meals. This was the worst of the fancy meals. Oh, raspberry. Raspberry. Oh, come now. We're doing this? Arrgh. I'm very excited to talk about the next fancy dinner, because that's the one that's been my one of my cruise stories so far. It's 9:20. We got time. We still got a cool one, yeah. Lobster tails, you had 5. Yummy. I didn't... Well, I'll get to that. What did we do after that? After my fancy meal for me... Oh, this is a funny one. I already told Combe this because this is... I immediately thought of him. After dinner, I was hanging around. I went to one of the bars, which was the malt and whiskey bar. This was the hard-boiled bar that I didn't end up sitting at any point. Oh, really? That's funny. But this was the one that I was like, yo, I kind of like want to hang out over here. I go up to the bartender and I ask for a whiskey highball. And she looks at me and she laughs and she goes, what is that? And my confidence was immediately... my confidence collapsed. And I was like, oh, you know, it's like whiskey and soda water. You know, and she goes, oh, a whiskey and soda. And I was like, yeah, one of those. And so she made it for me, and I was sipping on it, and it was delicious. It was good. But I was like, do they not call it that here? I was having an existential crisis. I was like, do we not call it that? And I was Googling, like, is this a Japan-only thing? Do I look stupid? But no, Combe and the homies were like, no, you're in the right here. She was just wrong. Anyway, I met up with my family at the Irish bar that night. We told some wonderful stories. I actually had a great time that night. Heard a lot of stories about mostly my dad's childhood, but some stories from my mom too. And my aunt and uncle and all that. It was fun. We had a good time. Got cozy in my bed, and I played more Paranormal Sight, which was my new activity that I was like excited to go to bed to do. I'm gonna U-turn this. Uh-oh. Fake out. And that was day 3. Day 4, I decided was gonna be my lazy day. I did not really care to get up early and get off the ship again. I didn't really care. I had seen what I needed to see. I hung out on the ship. I was a little bummed because we made plans to meet up for lunch, so I skipped breakfast because I slept late. And then when I went to meet up with everybody for lunch, like, nobody wanted to get lunch. Ah! And nobody wanted to get lunch, and, so I was bummed. I was like, oh, okay, I really wanted to go to the diner. Yeah, this is where she ended up. I really wanted to go to the diner to get like a burger and a milkshake, but the wait was like 45 minutes and nobody wanted lunch, and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to the buffet. I went to the buffet, did my own thing. I watched the ship leave. We departed. I watched the ship leave the port, hung out up there for a little bit, because it's fun to watch the ocean. And then we watched some trivia shows. Down in like the main atrium. Chilled in my room for a bit. Went to the casino for a bit. Very lackluster day, but intentionally so. Just kind of chilling. It was my lazy day. But then that evening, there was another show. Oh, that's... You want a Beatles trivia? That's pretty fun. Chill stream, yeah. Oh, I can't lead with Wingolm. We'll switch here. That's okay. This is a classic guy. They made... Why did they do that? That's pretty funny. Why did they do that? The trivia shows were fun to watch. So the trivia took place down in the main atrium, which was on the 6th floor, and the Irish pub was up on the 7th floor. And these were like the two hubs. And the Irish pub had like... You could like look down, kind of. It was almost like a balcony. You could like look down at the atrium. So you could like watch all that stuff that was always going on. There was always something going on in the atrium. Usually a trivia show. Or some kind of game show. So it was fun to just like sit up there, like grab a drink and watch. And that's what we did that day. Now that night there was another show, and all I knew about this show from the vague description in the pamphlet, it was called Red, White, and British, and the theme was like British rock, like a historical. Like from then to today, like from the Beatles to now, kind of. That was like the theme, and I was like, that sounds fun. Like I like a lot of these artists. There was Wham was in there, like Bowie was in there. I was like, yeah, this will be fun. This will be something to go to. We go to the show, and I was already like in on the idea. Who comes out but the same performers from 2 nights ago? Apparently this is a show they do in conjunction with the cruise line. And I was like, let's go. Like, it's them again. Doing a different show with like a different like set list and everything. And it was also really good. It wasn't quite as good as the first show, but it was really fun. The intro part again was like kind of Beatles themed. It eventually went into, there was a part, I think when like Wham kicked in, I was like super pumped. There was a whole James Bond part of the show that I thought was really good. It was fun. I liked it a lot. So that was a pleasant surprise. It was the same group, and they were just as good. And I fell in love with the same people. My crushes were there. My crush was on stage, and I was like, let's go! And then after the show, okay, to top off the night, at the late hour of 9:30 p.m., me and my parents have a reservation at Le Bistro, the French restaurant, right after the show. And I'm like, this is gonna be good. I'm very excited. I was extremely excited to eat at the French restaurant more than any other. A, because I don't have French cuisine very often. And B, because of what they had on their menu. One of the appetizers they were offering was a steak tartare, something I have never had, something that I've been afraid to try, and something that I would like probably never spend money on to risk trying and not liking, potentially. And so this was the perfect opportunity to be like, oh, I can get this at no risk and just try it. And I got the steak tartare, and I got a French onion soup, just in case I didn't like it. The steak tartare was delicious. It was awesome. If you don't know what it is, look it up. You will be, and if you don't know what it is and you look it up, you'll probably be like, what am I looking at? It was good. It was really good. Very hesitant first bite. No, the egg was beaten into it. Did we lose any stats there? Too late. We're not playing the challenge tonight, I guess. We're not paying enough attention, is what I should say. Call foul if you gotta. It came with 3 little crostinis to spread it upon, and it was good. And the bread was really good that they gave us. I got wine again. for the French onion soup was delicious. Again, I'm going to post pictures later. And my meal, my entree was a salmon with kind of like a black olive crust. I forget exactly what it was called. But some kind of black olive crust. Some like mashed, some like lemony potatoes, a little tomato, a little zucchini, and a little bit of, get this guys, pesto on the side. That was delicious. And for dessert, I got it's a little sponge cake, a little almond sponge cake with like a diplomat cream and some strawberries and a little pistachio like ganache almost. It was also incredible. And with this, they gave me the dessert menu, and on the dessert menu are the desserts on the left and the after dinner brandy on the right. And I was like, well, you know, when in France. I got my little cake and I got a little bit of brandy with it. And that stuff was potent. And it was good. This was the best meal of the trip. One of the best meals I've ever had, I would say. It was delicious. I was like impressed. Yo, yodel, please. I felt so... oh my. I felt refined after this dinner. But then, you know, the night was over at this point. It was bedtime. Late dinner. I went back to my bed. Played more Paranormal Sight for me. Yep. And then day 5 was the last day. I got an extra hour of sleep because the clock turned back, which means extra gaming time, IMB. We got breakfast as a group. It was nice. I got some stories about my grandparents that were nice. Yeah, oh, because we went an hour ahead. Time zone-wise, so we were going an hour back now. I forgot to mention that part. My clock was wrong for half the trip, because my phone didn't update. Can I switch here? I'm not allowed to switch. I think I've probably switched tonight when I wasn't allowed to. And I'm sorry. It's okay, we're not fighting any bosses. Not the end of the world. It's fine. The challenge is a ruse. It's not, like, I respect the challenge, but... this was a little bit of a bummer. So I found out earlier in the trip that on any days at sea, there were wine tastings. There were wine and chocolate pairings, and there were wine and cheese pairings. And I found that out when we got to Bermuda, so it wasn't running that day, because that's not a sea day, that's a port day. So I was planning to go to one of these, and I went for the 2 p.m. wine and cheese pairing. Because I'm lavish like that. Oh, rah! This place is cool. Oh, rah! Okay. I mean, weird. But I love this guy. Why is he here? I guess because Moonstone? Is that what we're going for, kind of? Yeah. But anyway, I show up to this wine and cheese tasting session. And they're like, did you have a reservation? And I was like, no. And they're like, okay, we'll put you on the wait list. We gotta let the other people in first. And I was like, okay. So I stand off to the side, watching everyone else go in. Was that a critical capture? They have that? Have we seen that yet? Anybody want this? Horn is harder than a diamond? Yeah, okay. Why isn't Horn attack like 1,000,000,000 power? I love this line. I love the Nidoran line. More of a Nidoking guy than a Nidoqueen, but I like them all. They put me on the wait list. I watched everyone go in, and basically they were like, sorry, we're full. So I was like, no. I was like, no, my lavish lifestyle. How can I go home and say I didn't do the wine and cheese tasting? But regrettably, I did not do the wine and cheese tasting. And so instead, in my sorrows, I went up to the casino and lost $200 on a little game called Baozu Zaofu. Column steak tartare. That game is a classic game that me and my buddy Kevin played at another casino one time, so I had to play it. It's a little game where you pop a bunch of fireworks. And I did hit the bonus round, but then I lost all the money that I won on the bonus round, so it doesn't matter. What else? Actually, okay, important. Prior to playing that game, I was playing another game. This is an important one. It was Railroad to Riches. And in Railroad to Riches, this machine was hot. To the left of me. Not the machine I played on. The machine to the left of me was hot all week. Every time we walked into that casino, that machine was putting out a lot of money. My mom played it one day and won a little bit. Every time we walked by, someone was in the bonus round winning like hundreds of dollars. So that machine was hot. I played the machine to the right of it because the machine to the right of it was a variation of Railroad to Riches that instead of a wacky big bad wolf character, it had a Constance cat. So I played that machine. And I didn't win very much. And I took a picture of her to show you what I'm talking about. Hold on. I'm posting it in the Discord. Tell me you wouldn't have done the same. Wait, does it say my name on here? I'll crop it. Yeah, I'll spend money on a bit. Okay, Constance cat dropping in a sec. It's not a Constance cat, guys. That's the craziest part. It's not a Constance cat. It's just... Hold on. Hold on, I'll put her up. You gotta see her. You gotta see her to believe her. You gotta see her, dude. I can put this up, right? I didn't know if it was like legal for me to take this picture. Are you allowed to take pictures in a casino? I mean, it doesn't matter now. What are they gonna do? Fine me? I don't know. I don't know if there's something like weird with that. Is it weird? This was her. Look at her. Come on. You weren't going to play this? Come on. She won me a little money. I was up like $40. I don't know where it all went. It was because I didn't get that cheese and wine. Name this guy Vice. And then I played Baozu Zaofu, the fireworks game. And I won some money back and lost it again. Welcome to my Z-Brag life. Oh, we don't have his nature. The song is cool. He's quiet. Oh. And he has rivalry. Anybody want him? He's kind of raw. Oh, Witching Star. I got lunch at the buffet after this. Very disappointing lunch at the buffet. It was good. I was just down a certain way without my wine and cheese and with all my money stolen by the Constance Cat bandit on that train. I think I just hung around for the rest of the day. Oh, we have plot here. With this meteorite, that thing in Mount Chimney will... Eh? I don't know who you are, but if you get in the way of Team Magma, don't expect any mercy. Hold it right there, Team Magma. You're badly mistaken if you think you can have your way with the world. This is where when I was a kid and I played Ruby, I thought Team Aqua was like straight up the good guys. I thought they were like heroes. And they kind of are presented like almost as such. But I was literally like, oh, these guys just exist to like defeat Team Magma. Even Team Aqua joins us. But it's too much trouble to deal with you all. It doesn't matter. We got the meteorite. So off to Mount Chimney we go. Be seeing you, Team Aqua dingbats. Didn't I see you before? At Slateport's museum, I can throw away the hero voice. Ah, your name's Pesto. At the time, I thought you were one of Team Magma's goons. Yarr, you're one odd kid. Team Magma's a dangerous group of total fanatics. They engage in destruction, claiming to expand the landmass. But we want to expand the ocean so we can go on a big boat and spend money and give it to the Constance Cat and sip on fine wine and whiskey. Boss, you forgot about the steak tartare. Aye, oh my. We've got to hurry. There's no telling what Team Magma will do at Mount Chimney. Pesto, you should keep an eye out for Team Magma too. Farewell. Yarr! What's up, Beef? Beef is like in the waterfall. Hilarious groups. I'm Cosmo. I'm a professor. Team Magma asked me to guide them to Meteor Falls, but they tricked me. They even took my meteorite away. And then another similar bunch, Team Aqua, showed up. After that, I don't understand any of it. But that Team Magma, what are they going to do with that meteorite at Mount Chimney? Find out next time on Pokémon Emerald. See you guys then. Yeah, they're not at all. They're very very gung-ho about all of this. What else happened? Not much. I had my last meal. Now, you may remember I said I had 2 fancy dinner packages, but I've already used them. Well, sometimes you gotta spend a little to be a little lavish. So I spent on the last night on one last fancy meal at the steakhouse because I couldn't not go to the steakhouse. And I got a delicious lobster bisque. I got a filet mignon with a green peppercorn sauce and truffle mashed potatoes. And the OMG caramel cheesecake, which I just called the cheesecake, and then the waiter said to me, "Oh, you mean the OMG caramel cheesecake?" And I was like, "Yeah, that one." The only one, yeah. And that meal was also really good. Yo, they got Knob! This is Knob. This is the translator. All good stuff. And that was the last meal of the trip. Kind of, not exactly. We went to bed a little early. We had to be up early. Disembarkment was at 8, so we had to be up at like 6. Oh yeah, Pixel, oh yeah. And I only put on 2 or 3 pounds, because I did a lot of walking. I didn't take the elevator once. I was on the 11th floor. I took the stairs every time. Otherwise, I don't know where I'd be at right now. What we got here? This is fine. We had to be up at 6 to get a quick breakfast. And you had to disembark between 8 and 9. Now, this is the last part of the story, guys. End of the cruise experience. I think I covered pretty much everything. I hope it sounds like it was fun. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it sounds lame. Maybe it just sounds like I ate food the whole time. But you know me. I'm a foodie. That's what I want. All I did was live lavish. But there was more to do. There was a lot more to do that I didn't do, personally. Now, it's the last day, okay? It's the last day. The last morning, we get breakfast. You gotta have your... If you can put tags on your bags to have them pick up your bags for you the night before. However, if you do that, you have to leave later. Most people opt to take their own bags and just deal with it. And that's what we did. So here's what happens. We get breakfast. It's like 7 o'clock, 7:15 when we're done with breakfast. I go up to my room to get my bag. My suitcase. My parents go down to their room to get their suitcases. They're on 5, I'm on 11. You disembark on floor 7, okay? I am up on floor 11 with my bag. I make my way to the elevators. Now, before I tell this part of the story, did this sound like we had a good time? Was it good? What's your opinion? How did the trip sound? Good, bad, medium? I had a good time. I would say it was a positive experience. And I would do it again. I would probably only want to do it again if I was doing it with like a bunch of friends or something. I think that would really enhance it. I think that would make it like super-duper fun. But I would do it again. Now, here I am on the 11th floor at the elevator. Elevators are going by. Everybody has their suitcase. You can't get on this elevator. Every time it passes by, it's full. Whatever. This is normal. This is to be expected. A couple of us over by the elevator here decide... Oh, is this still 114? I think it is. This is 114 still. A couple of us by the elevator are like, whatever. Like, let's just carry our bags down the stairs. It's not a huge deal. We're young. We're fit. Is that a Team Aqua person? Grr, I don't have time for this. Oh, it's an egg from a Pokemon. Paldean egg? Paldean egg? Oh, come on! Who? Conron egg? Here? This is 115. Does that mean we gotta take Paris? Oh, but we got a cool egg, though. But we got an egg, though. Damn it, the rules. Oh, there he is, too. Do we already have a Paris? This is Cope. Do we already have one? Where's the Matrix? This is so Cope. We don't already have one, right? No, we definitely don't. Well, let's see what the egg is and then catch a Paris. So, we take our bags, our suitcases down the stairs, right? I don't care. It's not that heavy. I get down to the 8th floor. You disembark on the 7th floor, right? At the bottom of these stairs is going to be the exit. At the bottom of, like, when I get off these stairs at the 7th floor, to my left is the exit. I get to the 8th floor with a couple other people, and the stairs down to 7 are blocked off. You're not allowed to go down them. And you have to take the elevator for some reason. You are forced to take the elevator for some reason. And not only that, you are to take the elevator that is located on the other end of the deck, not the elevator we stepped out onto. And there is a line on the 8th floor from one end of the 8th floor to the other end. And we are all standing in that line, everybody who's on the 8th floor. Again, my parents are down on the 5th floor waiting for me. And I'm in this line like, alright, I guess. I wait to get to the other end. Probably a half hour. Probably a half hour. I need an auto map, I know. I could probably pull something up. Yeah, I got this. Hold on. I know. No, it will actually help to have this pulled up. There's no fucking... This will be good enough to give you an idea. Okay, this is not the 8th floor. Oh, actually, it is. This is the 8th floor. This is the floor. This is the 8th floor. This is the floor that we were on. This is the 8th floor. Hold on. I'm gonna do it over here. I know this is stupid. This is it. Okay, I am over here. Okay, right here where this like RR is. This is the 8th floor stairs, okay? Or, no. I'm over here. Yeah, I start over here, okay? I walk, I walk, I walk, I walk, I walk, I walk, and the line is like over here. The line is right by, see Shaker's cocktail bar? This is the back of the line when I get into line. There's a line stretching all the way through here, through the duty. This doesn't look as long as it is. This is long. This is a long line. All the way to this RR. This is a whole like mall over here. This is like a shop. There are shops over here. Entire restaurants. It's like a half hour from here to here. We get here. The elevators are having the same problem that they had upstairs, where no one can get on because people are coming down and they're full. And so the line's barely moving. Some people walk past us. Like, let's say we went around the right side of the circle. Some people walk around the left side of the line and like are just going through, and everybody is like booing them. And they're just like, no, we're going upstairs to our room. Relax. Like there is panic. There's anger in the room. There is friction. People are mad. I finally get in one of the elevators with one of my little groups from the line. And we get in the elevator and we all agree, like, it was an elevator going up, but we all agreed to get on it because we could just take it back down. And we're in the elevator together, and we felt like comrades in that moment where we were all just like, what? Like, we were just mad. We started complaining. We're like, why are we in this line? Why couldn't we have just taken the stairs? We would have left the ship by now. We had to go up to go down. We take it all the way to the top. And on the way back down, everybody that's trying to get on, we're like, sorry, it's full. Spitefully. we get down to 7. And on the 7th floor, we get off. And obviously the floor plan is the same, right? We get off at this same spot on the 7th floor, this RR. And there are people coming from this way into the direction of these elevators. And for some reason, the staff is directing them to go back. And they're directing us to go back as well. Or they're directing us to go left. We're trying to get to this end. And they are directing us to like take a step back and like loop around. And everybody is like, what are you talking about? They take us like through this zigzaggy corridor through the casino, another half hour just to get to the other end of the ship. It took me forever to get off this boat. It was like an hour and a half by the end of it. It was awful. It was terrible. It was disgusting. I couldn't believe it. I've never been a part of something so disorganized. And that was easily the worst part of the trip, was getting off the boat. Which is a shame. It's a shame that is like the ending as well. But that is what happened. And that, my friends, was the trip in as much detail as I'm willing to provide. What is in this egg? There are not many Paldean Pokemon in this game, I know for a fact. So this could only be a handful of things. It's either a regional form, or one of 2 Pokemon that are randomly in this just because. It could be Wooper. Given that it came from the water. You could keep that. Whoop slap, we can do that. We could just... Do we want to go back? Can we have Rock Smash? Would you go on a boat with me? Would you go on the Zabrag cruise? Would you go on the Northern Lion Zabrag cruise? I could show you the world. I could show you all the lavish things. Yeah, I know. I'll know better next time. I got my experience, you know? I made rookie mistakes and I learned from them. Alright, Aladdin. Glad this wasn't the first encounter. Rhyhorn's cool, though. What? He probably becomes Rhyperior in this, too. And I've never used that guy. Egg. That was Clefairy? That was a little Pippi? Annie Dance. Oh. Guys, I went back to work today. I did nothing. It was such a quiet day. I did nothing at work today. It was pretty fun. Oh, hold on. Who do we got? Who do we got? Sorry, Pixel. I would have wanted this too. Oh, what is that wretched creature? What is that? It looks like an earthbound enemy. What if I so copingly right now did this? What if I so copingly... What if I put on my clown makeup right now? What if I put on my clown makeup right now and for the folks at home did this? What? I'm doing Molly Zenin. No one can use this. This is WCHB, I'm just saying. Mega Fun. Oh, I do like that. There's a more serious name, but look at this. Huh? Oh, she gets Fairy Wind? Come on, guys. Don't we like her? Molly Zenin? Look at her. Maybe she runs around drinking cans of whiskey and wine. Oh, what raw! This is cool. Eve. We got a yeast bug. I'm sick and tired of Emerald Sea Glass. Good thing we have cool guys on our team at least. Oh, the Mega Fun Hammer. Lickitung is pretty cool. I like Lickitung. I don't know what the heck we did tonight. We just yapped. We got a Molly Zenin. What is she waving around? A little knife? This sprite sucks. It looks like, there's an Earthbound enemy that looks like this. Alright, I think it's time. Do we go? Should we? I'm thinking, like, where would this put us? Is it fine to go down? It probably is, right? It's probably faster. I don't even, like, usually go this way. I usually go back for the scenic route. Yeah, we'll be where we need to be. Forgot about that jar of fly honey. Oh no. In other news, what have I been doing? I've been playing Tomodachi, I've been playing Paranormasight. I have not played Pokopia for a little while. Uh-oh. I'll get back on that, though. What else? Oh, I never caught the Paris. I'm gonna not do that out of spite. No, I have to go do it. Another time. I have to do this for us. This is the correct thing to do. This is the right thing to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. We go like this. I catch it later. What was that? Route 115? Cope 115? Used Molly Zenin. That could be the name. Oh, what if we broke the rules, though? The temptation to use Molly Zenin. Oh, the temptation. Oh my. Guys, I did a lot of fake bougie stuff over the past week and it made me feel good. Now you've gotten a glimpse into my personality. It's not all for show, I actually do. I do like doing that stuff. It's my poser way. It's my Nindo. My poser way. Oh, we gotta pass by Kurt House. How are they doing over here? Did you hear? The tunnel has gone through. A new path for Kurt to escape into the world. Kurt House. Kurt House. This is crazy. We gotta contain this. You need a stream title? Ooh, I finished the stream basically, Sis. I didn't see the last 10 minutes, but I was pleasantly surprised to see that you did not finish the trial yet. My favorite part is yet unseen. I thought I missed my favorite part. But I'll probably have to go to bed before my favorite part either way. But at least I get to be there for part of it. You got to a very cool part last week. That's... Sis, did you write all that down? Da, 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 da. Julia, you licking your butts. That's pretty good. Do you not want to do the people versus, though? Do you usually do that for the last part of the trial or for both? Usually once per trial, that makes sense. Well, I'm Hueves, wait for that then. Bum. Let's get to Mount Chimney. I don't know. I don't know. Right? I don't know. Oh, that's pretty raw. That's pretty good. Look! Look! Like from the title card. This is so cool also. This was so cool on the Game Boy. There is like a battle happening up here. There is a war. That's gonna be it for Pesto though. We said Chimney or bust, we made it. Next week, Paprika will be back. Paprika will be back. Paprika will be back. But first, we gotta overcome the trials of Mount Chimney. How will we fare? Yeah, the cable car is sick. We'll have to find out next time on Pokemon Soul Shift. This is a weird one. We did a lot of yapping and not a lot of paying attention. But there was no way to reconcile that. I think it was fun, though. We found a lot of cool guys. I think we had a good time. I stayed pretty focused, right? It wasn't like the Thai stream. It's because I drank a Coke Zero before. Sponsored, not. Not sponsored. Not me. That's not me. That's it, guys. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you Friday for the return of Nier. Spons is in the box. Spons has been in the box for a while. I hope Spons is back soon. I hope Spons is not done for the playthrough. We'll have to see. But yeah, that's it for today. Goodbye, good luck. Love ya. Mwah.